Hare Krishna. We continue reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is. We are on chapter 7, Knowledge of the Absolute. We are reading text 15. So we have already been reading it for the last 2 days. I'll read the translation again. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. So Krishna was telling Arjuna, you can get out of this material world very easily by just surrendering unto me. You cannot get out by yourself. You just surrender to me and you can get out of it. But Krishna says now there are 4 types of people who don't surrender unto me. And we have been hearing the purport by Srila Prabhupada. He's giving us detailed information that what is the category of the Muda, the Naradama. The first one, the Mudas, then the second is the Naradama. The Muda is the fruitive worker who just works hard day and night, doesn't know what he's working for, gets attached to the result of his work, does not want to offer the result of his work to Krishna. And in this way, he's paving a way to keep continuing to take birth in the material world, whether in the higher species or lower species, but continuing to creating more and more karma. And then the Naradama is called the lowest of mankind because not following the rules and regulations, not following the religious principles, not following them, not trying to understand about God, not trying to understand that we need to get out of here. And Prabhupada says 99.9% of the world is in this category. That not understanding that there is a Supreme Lord, and to understand the truth, the supreme truth. So then the next class of Duskriti is called Maya Yaparata Jnana, or those persons whose erudite knowledge has been nullified by the influence of illusory material energy. They are mostly very learned fellows, great philosophers, poets, literati, scientists, etc. But the illusory energy misguides them, and therefore they disobey the Supreme Lord. So then I might be very knowledgeable, I have great philosophy, I'm a great speaker, I'm very intelligent, I'm very learned, but yet I'm not able to understand the Lord. And so my knowledge is taken away by Maya. My knowledge is covered by illusion, by Maya. There are a great number of Maya Pratagyana at the present moment, even amongst the scholars of the Bhagavad Gita. There's so many people misinterpreting Bhagavad Gita, very knowledgeable, have so much knowledge of grammar, of Sanskrit, but yet not able to understand what Krishna is saying. Some editions of Bhagavad Gita I have read where there is not, Krishna is not even mentioned in the book. So in the Gita, in plain and simple language, it is stated that Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is none equal to or greater than him. Arjuna says in 10th chapter or 11th chapter, he says that, oh Krishna, you're Param Brahma, Param Dharma. No one is greater than you. No one is equal to you. You are the Supreme Lord. And all the great authorities have accepted it, and I am accepting it too. Arjuna is clearly saying that in Bhagavad Gita. Even Krishna is saying that I'm the Supreme Lord of all that be. Everything is emanating from me. He's saying that. He's saying no one is greater than me or no one is equal to me. This is what Krishna is saying. He says that I am the seed-giving father of all that exists. He's saying that all the material and spiritual worlds are coming from me. He's saying that all the living entities are my eternal fragmental parts and parcels. So Krishna is saying all these things. We just simply have to hear and accept it. So he is mentioned as the father of Brahma, the original father of all human beings. In fact, Sri Krishna is said to be not only the father of Brahma, but also the father of all species of life. He says, I'm the seed-giving father of all that exists. He's the root of the impersonal Brahman, and Paramatma, the super soul in every entity, is his plenary portion. He says that I'm in the hearts of every living beings. I am the Anumanta and the Upadrishta, that I'm the witness and the sanctioner of everything in the heart of the living entity. I'm the Paramatma in everyone's heart. The impersonal Brahman is coming from me. He is the fountainhead of everything, and everyone is advised to surrender unto his lotus feet. Krishna says that give up all varieties of religion and just surrender to me. He's saying, despite all these clear statements, the Maya Pratagyana deride the personality of the Supreme Lord and consider him merely another human being. So this is misplaced misuse of knowledge, misuse of intelligence, being very knowledgeable, being very intelligent, but not accepting the words of Krishna, misinterpreting Krishna's words, thinking Krishna is ordinary human being, not understanding that Krishna is God. So all the erudite scholarship, it's just wasted. It's just wasted then. Because the goal of all knowledge is to understand that Krishna is God, to understand that he is God. That is the goal of all knowledge. Krishna says that by all the Vedas I am to be known. Vedascha sarver aham eva vedya. So they do not know that the blessed form of human life is designed after the eternal and transcendental feature of the Supreme Lord. Even the Bible says that man is made in the image of God. Man is made in the image of God. So we, the human beings, we have a form which looks like the Supreme Lord's, but the form of the Lord is transcendental. Transcendental. This material body is material, is not transcendental. It's made of material elements. Krishna's body is not made of earth, water, air, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. No, our material bodies are made of these earth, water, air, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Krishna does not take a material body. Krishna is always in his spiritual form. Sat-Chit Ananda. Sat-Chit Ananda. All the unauthorized interpretations of the Gita by the class of Maya Pratagyana outside the purview of the Parampara system are so many stumbling blocks on the path of spiritual understanding. So what happens is the deluded interpreters do not surrender unto the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, nor do they teach others to follow this principle. So when somebody's knowledge is covered by illusion, not able to understand God, because they are misguided, then if we hear from them, we will get misguided. It's natural. It's natural. So we should be careful who we are hearing from. And we should be careful, are we doing it? Am I being a misinterpreter? Because then I will be a stumbling block in the path of so many people going back home, back to Godhead. And imagine what kind of karma am I going to get? Because it's only in this human life that one gets the opportunity to get out of this material world. So we should be very careful of this. The last class of Dushkriti is called Asuram Bhavam Ashritaha, or those of demoniac principles. This class is openly atheistic. Some of them argue that the Supreme Lord can never descend upon this material world, but they are unable to give any tangible reasons as to why not. So Dushkriti, that's Asuram Bhavam Ashritaha, the atheistic, that, oh, God does not exist, God cannot come here. Who are we to decide what God can do and God cannot do? Who are we to put boundaries on the unlimited? By our tiny imaginations, how can we decide what the unlimited can do? There are others who make him subordinate to the impersonal feature, although the opposite is declared in the Gita. Even saying that God has no form, that is covered atheism. Saying that God has no form means he's not a person, means deriding his personality, but God exists. And just because my understanding is so limited, I proclaim that God does not exist or God does not have a form, then I'm being a covered atheist. Instead, I just have to hear what God is saying. I just have to hear. Why does God have to fit into my box of imagination or my knowledge, my tiny brain? Envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the atheist will present a number of illicit incarnations manufactured in the factory of his brain. So we are just manufacturing so many ideas. God should be like this, God shouldn't be like this, God is like this, God is not like this. But that's all our mind. That's not the truth. Such persons whose very principle of life is to decry the personality of Godhead cannot surrender unto the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. So one who does not accept that Krishna is God cannot surrender unto him because he does not accept Krishna as God. So he's unable to surrender. Sri Yamunacharya Alabandharu of South India said, "O my Lord, you are unknowable to persons involved with atheistic principles, despite your uncommon qualities, features, and activities, despite your personalities being confirmed by all the revealed scriptures in the quality of goodness, and despite your being acknowledged by the famous authorities renowned for their depth of knowledge in the transcendental science and situated in the godly qualities." So Yamunacharya is also proclaiming this fact that the atheists are unable to understand Krishna. Krishna does not reveal himself. If somebody does not want to know me, I will not tell them about me. Krishna is the same. He says, you don't want to know me? That's fine. I'm not going to reveal myself to you. Krishna says, as you surrender, to that degree, I reveal myself to you. So if somebody says, oh, the God does not exist, he does not have a form, Krishna lets him believe that. He in fact makes that belief very strong in him because that's what the person wants. So he says, good luck to you then. Aren't we the same? Somebody does not want to know us. He'll say, well, up to you then. You don't want to know me, I'm not going to talk about myself to you. So therefore, 1, grossly foolish persons, 2, the lowest of mankind, 3, the deluded speculators, and 4, the professed atheist, as above mentioned, never surrender unto the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, in spite of all scriptural and authoritative advice. So in spite of having so much evidence, all the acharyas, all the scriptures, everyone openly declares Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But if we are either in the category foolish, grossly foolish person, lowest of mankind, deluded speculator, and the atheist, then we will never be able to surrender to the Supreme Lord. So we should try to come out of this and actually surrender unto the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. And in the next verse, Krishna speaks of the 4 kinds of people who surrender to him. He says that, we'll read that tomorrow, but I'll just say, Chatur Vida Bhajante Mam Jana Sukritano Arjuna Artho Jigyasur Arthati Jnani Cha Bharatar Sabha. Krishna says that 4 kinds of pious men begin to render devotional service unto me. 1 is the distressed, 2, the desirer of wealth, 3, the inquisitive, and 4, he who is searching for knowledge of the Absolute. So Krishna tells us 4 kinds of people who don't come to him, and now he's saying 4 kinds of people who come to him. We'll read about that more in detail tomorrow. Is that okay? Okay. Thank you so much for listening and enjoying it. Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Shilpa Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.